Hello everybody, how is it going? It's been a minute since I did my last video. By a minute, I mean 9 months. I sincerely apologize to all my subscribers. I'm really sorry that I couldn't put out any video for you guys. And I have solid reasons. So what happened in 2024? So it kicked off quite well, but somewhere along the way, end of February, I felt quite overwhelmed with whatever was happening in terms of booktubing, because I committed to a lot of read-alongs and buddy reads, and I was overwhelmed by it. I also got kind of disheartened or demotivated by my non-growing subscriber pool, and it kind of really was disheartening to see that. I'm not a person who got into booktube or YouTube essentially to gain subscribers and have make this my career or something. This is my hobby, something I do it out of my interest, but still somehow I got pulled into it, and it was kind of pulling me down, thinking that hey, nobody is watching my videos, I'm putting in so much effort, so what's the point, right? But at the same time, I wanted to talk to you guys about the books that I read, because I love talking about the books that I read, right? That's why I'm here back again doing this stuff. And also there was this back to office mandate, so I had to go to office 3 days a week, and I live in Bangalore, notorious for heavy traffic, so I spent around 1.5 to 2 hours one way to go to office. So it's like 3.5 to 4 hours of my day is spent in commute, right? So I didn't have much time left out to do things that I'm supposed to do, like work meetings and commute and house chores, cooking, cleaning, taking care of my dogs and all that. It was basically draining me. And I am sure most of you will agree, especially the ones who have a YouTube channel will agree that editing really is a bitch. Like, none of us want to do it, but it is essential, right? It was like taking a toll on me, and I had to just give up. I don't have time for this. And another thing, okay, this is so true. Doom scrolling, gosh, it took away so much of my reading time from me. I wasn't even realizing that I was falling into this pit, called doom scrolling. And I spent so much time on Instagram. I'm not just faulting anybody, it's all my fault, but still it played a part in what happened to my channel in 2024. But here we are in 2025, fresh and rejuvenated and all ready and excited for what's going to come in 2025. So what is going to come in 2025? 2025 will be all about reading a lot. A lot means 60 books. I know for many of you who are avid readers, 60 books might not seem like a big number, but still for me it is, because like I said, I don't have much time, so I have to make do with whatever time I have, and then do booktube and do the reading and all that. So 60 books, I thought it was a reasonable number. I think if I was not doing booktube, maybe I could push it to 75, even 80. But I just want to keep a realistic target of 60 for myself. And out of the 60, I want to do 10 non-fiction books. I want to read at least 10 non-fiction books, which will include definitely some feminist book, because I want to read up more about feminism, and also I want to read about gender science basically, and gender politics as well. I will also be reading a lot of books from multiple genres. I just don't want to stick to fantasy. I want to read thrillers. Obviously, I read a lot of thrillers, so fantasy thrillers, but I also want to read a lot of spy thrillers, espionage thrillers, because I recently binge watched actually The Day of the Jackal, starring Eddie Redmayne, and I was so engrossed, and I remembered how much I used to love spy thrillers. So I want to read a lot of spy thrillers as well this year. Dark Academia, I already have Secret History and If We Were Villains lined up for my first half TBR, and want to discover more Dark Academia books. So if you have some recommendations, please comment below. Like I said, I want to read non-fiction. Then I want to also try my hand in literary fiction because I started my reading journey when I was a little girl in school by reading literary fiction, mainly Russian literature, Leo Tolstoy and all that. And I want to read a lot of Dostoevsky. I have the collection here, but I haven't had the courage to start them because they are also humongous, right? But because I remember enjoying literary fiction a lot, I want to get back to literary fiction, at least a couple of them this year, maybe, because like I said, humongous, right? 700, 800 pages long books. That's on my wish list. And then very reluctantly, I want to do this because I'm so curious. I want to read romantasy because I've been seeing a lot of booktubers whom I love, who never used to read romantasy, doing videos about romantasy and giving recommendation on romantasy. And I'm like, okay, so these guys are also getting into romantasy, so there should be something. So I have a list of recommended books from booktubers whom I follow, whom I love. So I want to try that. Romance is not my thing in the sense, like in terms of books, okay? I'm a romantic person in real life, but not in books because sometimes I feel most of romance books are too cringy. I don't know if you have read the love story by Eric Segal. It was good. It was amazing when I was reading it when I was in the 5th grade, or early teens. It was very mushy and all that. And that's exactly how I find most of the romance books that I have attempted at least to read last year, and not just last year, over the years. And I was like, okay, this is not for me. Oh my God, I read It Ends With Us and I hated it. I was like, oh my God, another contributor to my booktube slump last year. Reading It Ends With Us. So thank you, Colin Hoover, for nothing. When I started to think about it, I realized that I really enjoyed romance tropes in fantasy, like in the fantasy books that I read. So I was like, okay, maybe I might like some romantasy, right? So I don't like pure romance books. Maybe I might like some romantasy. That's why I want to really try a couple of romantasy. Very reluctantly, but determined to do so. Also, I started using Fable alongside Goodreads. So I have not completely, gotten rid of Goodreads, but I want to try Fable because a lot of people saying that, try Fable and it's good. And so I started using it. It's okay, it's fine, it has its own shortcomings. Maybe I will do a video comparing Goodreads and Fable later on once I have used it for some more time, but still I'm using both of them in parallel. Also, I'm writing my reviews in my reading journal. I'm still setting up my reading journal. I will have maybe a flip through of it just to show you what I have set up for my journal. So if you guys are in Fable, just send me a friend request or whatever. I will accept it and we can be friends there. I mean, I want to be as away from Amazon as much as possible. It's tough in today's world, but I'm trying my best. At least my books I want to buy from individual bookstores, local bookstores. Unfortunately, the books that I need are not in libraries in Bangalore, so I have to rely on bookstores and buying them, but I try to buy or order from indie bookstores. I'm planning not to do individual book review videos, so you will not see book reviews for one book unless the book really blew my mind away and I was flabbergasted and I really want to gush about it. I might do a video. Or on the other end of the spectrum, if I really hated a book and I want to rant about it and I don't want anybody to ever read that book or touch that book again, then I might do a rant video. But for now, I will not do any individual book review. Not many people watch it, so I don't want to waste my time on them. And a huge apology to Janie Wirtz, my favorite author on this planet. I haven't read her last book in the Wars of Light and Shadow series. I went AWOL. I know, I'm really sorry, I apologize, but now you know why I went away. But I have set aside February to read the Songs of Mysteries, because I really want to know what happened to my favorite character ever, Prince Arronte. I realized that it is true that mankind's attention span has gone down below that of a goldfish. And I agree, I truly agree, because that's what happened to me whenever I sat down to read a book last year. So this year is going to be different. This year I'm going to be more mindful, and this year is going to be exciting in this channel. So please, if you haven't subscribed already, please subscribe, and I will be back soon with another video. Happy New Year to all of you, and I wish all of you have a wonderful 2025. So I'll see you soon in my next video. Bye bye.